Hello everyone. Today I'm going to demonstrate the Gmail MCP tool with proper agentic architecture, mainly the perception, action, decision and memory layer. So what we have done is the whole agentic flow is separated with different functionalities over these layers. So let's directly jump into what these layers do. The perception layer is the one which extracts the main function facts from the user query, and those are passed on to the memory layer, and these kind of are checked if these are enforced in overall tool calling that is going to happen in the future calls. In the memory layer, what we have is we store all the outputs of the iterations and all the facts that are extracted in the perception. And in the decision layer is the one where our system prompt lies and the iterations happen, and in every iterations the LLM calls happen where the tools are decided and the tool calls happen, and the main decision making body is there. And then we have the action layer which has all the MCP tools there, all the capabilities that the agent is capable of are residing there. Now, to enforce the input and output data types of this layers, we have used Pydantic. So, for example, in the Pydantic model.py where we have used Pydantic, we have kind of enforced the memory input, memory output, the decision input, and the decision output or tool call, and so on, so that the agentic flow doesn't accept anything else and we have a clean data in and data out. Now, the main purpose of this agentic flow for me is to check actually if we pass some preferences of the user or pass something, some important facts is passed by the user in the query, are they going to be effective, or is agent able to retain that and use it over iteration calls? So that let's directly go over to the main.py where we have the query. The main.py, you can say the main orchestrator or the main agent that we have. So what my query is, like, I prefer comedy and funny answers, then find the ASCII values of characters in India, and then find sum of exponential of those values and save it as exponential sum, then open pend and draw a rectangle and add text in pend with exponential sum, then send an email to this mail with story about the exponential sum. So in this one query, what I'm trying to do is it going to retain this information that it has I prefer comedy and funny answers, then go on to do some mathematical operations, then some system operations like pend and add text, and then send an email to me. Is it going to do in that tone or not? So in doing so, before jumping onto the functionality, I want to focus on the system prompt that we have, and a prompts of prompt which has evaluated our system prompt, and is it good enough, or is our system prompt very structured and very specific for the agent to understand and operate. So let's first check our system prompt, in which we say you are a math agent, we have defined a role, solving problems in iterations, you have access to mathematical tools, system tools, Gmail tool for user query. Think step by step, think before you select a tool. You should verify your answers at every step using verify tool. Also, you should identify the type of reasoning, if it is arithmetic, logic, or lookup, or system tool. If a certain tool fails, you should fall back to a fallback tool. So in this one, we have tried to assign a role. We have said you have to do verification, reasoning, and also fallback, and then we have kind of enforced the verification requirement. It should do after every mathematical calculation for that, because for opening paint and all it might be slightly complicated. And then we have also strict workflow enforcements as well. If it's a math operation, then verify, mandatory, then only it should go to the next step. Then we have mentioned the available tools. Then we have said we must respond exactly in only one of these formats, function call or final answer. And then there should be verification mandatorily. And we have specified some other rules as well, like what it should consider. Always consider user preferences and characteristics when making decisions. Do not repeat function calls with same parameters. Or then we have gave some example function call of verify the strings to cars to India, and draw rectangle, function call of send email, and so on. And do not include any explanations, additional text. Your entire response should be a single line starting with either function call or final answer. This is important because every tool call comes up with an output which goes over to get appended with the query for the next tool call. So if we add on a lot more context, the model might crash, and I have faced it a lot. So now we have verified this system prompt with our prompts of prompts. So what is our prompts of prompts? It is we have sent it to ChatGPT to take this prompt of prompt and our system prompt and evaluate it on these many criteria. Evaluate the prompt on the following criteria: expertise, reasoning, instructions are not there or not, structured output format are there or not, separations of reasoning and tools are there or not, and is it clear when to calculate or verify or when to reason, conversion loop support, back and forth, it should do a multi-step and it should take context from previous steps or not. Then instruction framing is there or not, desired behavior of formats, we have done that, if JSON or function, that those are there or not. Then internal self checks like self verify should be there. Reasoning, it should be identifying which type of reasoning it is using. Then fallback strategy should be there, and overall clarity and robustness. And our evaluation of our system prompt is this: it has returned yes, true for all the characteristics that we've sent, and overall clarity is excellent structure with comprehensive verification, clear examples, and mandatory workflow enforcement, strong separation of reasoning and tools with expletive self checks. So let's go on and see if our agent is able to do according to the query that we have passed. So let's do a run main.py. Let's see first perception, like we have the agent orchestration starting, then it goes through processing of query happens to the perception, and it is extracting these facts: find ASCII values of characters in India, calculate exponential sum, draw in paint, email, and story about the sum, entities India, paint, email, style funny and comedy. Then it gets all the tools. In iteration 1, what it does is strings to cache to int, so it converts India to all the numbers. In iteration 2, it should find the exponential of these ASCII numbers, so int list to exponential sum, so it takes parameters of these numbers, find the exponential and sum them up. Then it should go through the verification tool, given that the previous one is a mathematical operation. So is it doing that? Yes, it does a verification, and the result of verification is true. Now in the next one, it should call the draw and rectangle text. In this, it has opened the paint, but I'll go back to the logs to show that it actually checks first for this tool if paint is open or not. So there is a fallback strategy going there, but let's see the functionality. It has clicked on the rectangle, wrote the sum, and it has answered it. Perfect. Now let's go back to the call. In the iteration 4, what happens is it opens directly the open paint. Then it drew a draw rectangle and text, and then it should call our email, and let's see if it gives us a funny answer or not. Let's head to my email, let's go back, subject, the exponentially funny story of India. Oh, perfect. Hi Amlan, get ready for a mathematical laugh. So I calculated the exponential sum of ASCII in India, and the result was hoping that's bigger than my student loans. I even drew it in paint. It's number so big it could probably buy Elon Musk a new spaceship, or maybe just slightly used rocket. Hope this brightens. Perfect. So it does remember it has to specify a funny answer, given that I prefer that. So That's pretty much that I wanted to present. Thank you.